What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today's part will conclude this series. All these different paths will finally converge. With everything set up so far, what's going to happen in this part? Who will come out victorious? Will Vegeta finally get his revenge? Or will things go okay for our heroes? Well, stick around to find out. For this video, let's set a like goal of 2,500 likes. If we hit that, it lets me know that you guys want to see more scenarios like this, and it really helps with the channel, so be sure to drop a like. Anyways, let's pick up from here and finish this story. Death will follow. Vegeta could get his revenge, Cell could turn evil, maybe both, maybe neither. This part will dictate the course of the universe. Who lives? Who dies? Vegeta continues training with Beerus and Whis, relentlessly trying to get stronger. He does anything in his power to do so. Thankfully, he's still immortal. No one's actually gathered the Dragon Balls yet, and this makes his training a lot more effective. But he wants to use it as quickly as possible. Now that people do know he's immortal, it could be reversed easily. So he lives every moment like it's his last. He doesn't act too reckless with it, but he still has that bruteness within him. And that same bruteness is what helps him achieve Ultra Ego, exactly what Beerus is looking for. Not exactly what Whis wanted, but still, this is something. And Vegeta's elated. With this power, the power of a god of destruction, and immortality, he's unstoppable. There's no way to stop him now. Like, how do you end that? How do you stop someone that powerful? You can't. Although, there is one person seeking out Vegeta, trying to do exactly that, and it's Cell. He looks around, trying to find Vegeta anywhere in space that he can. He wants to make sure what Gohan did was permanent, but he also does want to fight Vegeta. He has no clue of where Vegeta could possibly be. Gohan just dropped him off on some random planet, and now they don't sense Vegeta at all. But as Cell continues searching around, it finally hits him. He's not looking in the right place. No. Vegeta's not in this realm. He's somewhere else. And Cell, he has access to those realms. He does have use of the Kai Kai, thanks to all the great info he's collected so far. Well, there's only one way to find out where Vegeta is. Try out this technique. He tries to picture everything he knows about this universe. He goes to Otherworld. He goes to Hell. But there's somewhere he's missing. Wait a second. The God of Destruction. He has vague knowledge. But maybe that God of Destruction exists in a separate place. And there is a slim chance that Vegeta could be there. Cell hopes not, but he decides to check it out anyways. And sure enough, Cell ends up on Beerus' planet, seeing 3 people there, Beerus, Whis, and Vegeta. They're surprised to see someone made their way here, and Vegeta's especially surprised. That's that guy from Earth, that android. What, did he come here for revenge? That's not gonna work. Vegeta tells Cell, this time, if he's trying to fight, there's no way he's gonna win. First of all, he doesn't have any of his friends with him. And second of all, Vegeta has great new techniques at his disposal. Not to mention an immense amount of new power, and he's still immortal on top of all that. And Cell gets right down to business. He tells Vegeta that's exactly what he's here to do. Defeat him once and for all. Beerus and Whis look on. At first, Beerus contemplates destroying Cell, but this could be interesting, seeing Vegeta fight someone that might be his equal. Who knows though, maybe Cell's way below him, maybe he's way beyond Vegeta. This could be fun to watch at least, so they sit back and let Vegeta do whatever he wants. Vegeta powers up, jumping into battle, showing off one of his new forms, Super Saiyan God. And as the two clash, Vegeta begins talking with Cell. He can see it within him. Cell isn't fully good, and they could work together, become rivals. Cell would be a good rival for him after all. He has great powers, and even though he's not immortal, that regeneration, it's close enough. They would be perfect to fight each other. Vegeta could tell that he has that fighting spirit within him, and apparently, Cell is an amalgamation of all those other people on Earth, which means he's part Saiyan. This is in his blood. He loves fighting, doesn't he? That also should mean he's part Vegeta too. He could appeal to that side. Appeal to the part of Cell that he influences. And he also tells Cell something that he probably didn't even realize yet. Cell has Vegeta's DNA, and not the old one, no. He has an updated version of what Vegeta actually is. All that data on him. Plus the power that he stole from Vegeta. His drones continue to operate, but also, Cell has physically stolen some power from him back in their first fight. Does that also mean more of Vegeta's DNA is within him now? Does Vegeta have more influence? And more importantly, does that mean Cell is partially immortal thanks to Vegeta's DNA? Cell never even realized that. He didn't think of it like that, and he doesn't really want to try it out because it could be risky. The only way he could find out is if he just tries to kill himself. But obviously that's not a good idea. But what Vegeta says might be true. He has felt different ever since, not just with Vegeta's influence, but also in terms of his strength, his regeneration and all. And Vegeta can see that he's getting into Cell's head. He wants a rival, right? Someone to have fun with. Vegeta could be that person. He powers up into Super Saiyan Blue. He tells Cell he could fight this. The two of them can grow stronger together and take over this universe. All he has to do is just join Vegeta's side. Vegeta's willing to give him a chance. He knows Cell was created to protect Earth, but maybe he could be influenced. He could join the winning side. The evil parts of Cell start to become more prevalent. He's loyal to Earth, and he tells Vegeta he can't just turn on them like that. But Vegeta still tries to corrupt him, and Beerus encourages it too. He sees what Vegeta's doing. Although he wouldn't really want to have another student here to train, it could be interesting to train Cell. This guy seems interesting. But also, it'll help Vegeta grow stronger, which is the most important thing. The two continue fighting, and Cell starts slowing down a bit, considering what Vegeta's telling him. Vegeta then shows off his ultimate power, Ultra Ego. He tells Cell he knows one way to influence him, and Cell is amazed. He's not going to be able to contend with this strength. He can't even really sense it too well, but he vaguely has an idea of it, and he could tell. This power, it's too much for him. And Vegeta pulls out his trump card to convince Cell. He kills Cell, or at least attempts to. He doesn't use a Hakai or anything. He doesn't want to erase Cell for good, but he launches an attack so powerful that every little bit of him is gone. So strong that his mechanical regeneration is overcome. And for a moment, everything is silent. But Cell regenerates, and it's not his normal regeneration. He just pops back into place. He's confused. How did that happen? He should have died from that. He came back stronger as well. And Vegeta tells him, this is what he was saying. Cell is immortal too. They're equals. Cell has an eternal conflict. All the while, Vegeta does too. He was bluffing. Last time, he said he didn't really need anyone else, but honestly, he might need a rival like this, just to ease the boredom. He can't just fight Beerus and Whis all the time. That's not going to let him go anywhere. Fighting an actual rival that's his equal, having someone to connect with, he needs that. He needs someone to keep him sane. Whether that's a friend, rival, or whatever. But also someone that he can control. Someone that won't turn against him. Someone loyal to him. And Cell's the one person he could think of. First there was Broly, but he honestly can't trust Broly anymore, and Broly's gone, so that's no concern to him. So why not go for Cell? He tells Cell he'll let him consider it, powering down, allowing Cell to just leave, which is strange. Beerus and Whis are surprised to see this too. And Cell, he has an opening to attack Vegeta, but he doesn't. He actually just uses the Kai Kai and goes right back to Earth. He starts considering things. What Vegeta said is true, and honestly, he's also getting kind of bored. The people here on Earth, they're too weak for him to contend with, too weak for him to have a fun rivalry with. Although, Goku and Gohan are still trying to access something new. They've been trying to utilize that power of Grade 8 that was mentioned before. And thanks to help from Bulma and from Cell's research too, they might have figured out a way. Bulma created a machine called a Blitzwave machine, one that replicates the energy from the moon that makes Saiyans transform into Grade Apes. Utilizing that, Goku and Gohan are able to transform into Grade Apes without their tails, then stacking Super Saiyan on top of it, and eventually unlocking a brand new form. And normally this would be amazing for Cell, but after fighting Vegeta, this is nothing. He sees this form and yeah, it's cool. It's some sort of weird monkey form, and it is way more powerful than anything they've used before. Cell sees Super Saiyan 4 and he's not too intrigued with it. After seeing what Vegeta has in store, this isn't fun. All he's been doing here is just sitting here being their punching bag, and he can't even fight back. Anything he does, it's not fun. He was built to fight. He needs to fight. And with the two of them unlocking this new power, they train with it for a bit. But Cell wants to test something out. He wants to see how strong they truly are. So he makes them fight him, and he tells them not to hold anything back. Goku's a bit confused. Cell's acting a little different this time. But the two of them fighting Cell isn't abnormal, so they don't really question it. A battle begins, and Cell is clearly way ahead of them. Even with the two of them utilizing this form, it's nothing. Remember, Cell just got stronger too thanks to his fight with Vegeta. And he's completely out of their league. And he contemplates it. Mid-fight, he can kill them. He can show off his true strength. He can finish them here and now. Join Vegeta. Do what Vegeta said. Get a good rival. Someone who's actually around his level in terms of power. Have fun fights. Enjoy himself. Use his full strength. What he was made for. But he can't bring himself to do it. He has these intrusive thoughts about killing Goku and Gohan, but he can't do it. He easily defeats them, and the two are still amazed. Cell is still as strong as ever, and they thank him for the fight. And Cell, he hesitates for a second, but then he sticks a hand out, turning towards Goku and Gohan, aiming a blast at them. Gohan looks on confused, shocked at first, but then he sees that Cell is serious. If Cell is actually going to do this, then so be it. He powers back up into Super Saiyan 4. And Cell's kind of shocked too. They're not confused by this? Considering that Cell just turned on them, they're acting pretty nonchalant about it, like they knew this would happen. And Goku says flat out, they always knew that Cell might have had this within him, and they knew that they had to be prepared for this day. They're honestly kind of disappointed. They thought Cell was better than this. but they just want to know, what changed Cell? What happened to him that did this? They know he had that evilness within him, but they never thought it would be prevalent. Cell curses, aiming his hand away, launching the blast up into the sky. And he clearly wasn't holding back. It's a massive blast, making Goku and Gohan's stomach drop, but Cell then powers down, slamming his hand into the ground. Vegeta's getting in his head, and he tells them everything. He sought out Vegeta. He was gonna kill him, but he ended up fighting him, and Vegeta was trying to convince him to join his side. And Cell considered it for a bit. He explains everything, why he thought that way too. And it does confuse Goku and Gohan at first, but they kinda see where Cell's coming from. Yeah, when Cell's gifted all that power, and created to be as strong as he is, there's no wonder he has this internal conflict. But there's gotta be another way, a way to appease Cell, but keep him good. Wait, they have the perfect idea. Gohan has something in mind, although it might not work. He gathers the Dragon Balls, and Cell wonders what he's gonna do. He just tells him to watch. He has a wish in mind, but Shenron isn't strong enough to grant it, although there's another weird wish that he can grant. The thing that Gohan's asking for, it's out of his grasp. But to make things interesting, I'm gonna introduce something here. Shenron offers another idea, but tells everybody, the wish that Gohan's asking for, it can be granted in a different way, although at a cost. Gohan's asking for some sort of power to be destroyed, but Shenron says instead, it could be transferred. They don't know what Shenron's referring to, but let's fast forward a bit. A few weeks into the future, Vegeta's continuing his training on Beerus' planet, and two people then show up. It's Cell, and alongside him, it's Gohan. Goku's kid? What are they doing here? He knows Cell, but why is that brat here, that hybrid Saiyan? Cell tells Vegeta, they're gonna fight again, but this time, it'll be to the death. Vegeta reminds Cell, the two of them can't die, and Cell knows that, but he says whoever quote-unquote dies first in the battle loses. If Vegeta defeats Cell, he'll join him, but if Cell defeats Vegeta, their connection ends here. Vegeta says that's fine with him, and he holds nothing back. Immediately, he powers up into Ultra Ego. Gohan and Cell look on, with Gohan being amazed. He can't sense the power, but he can feel the pressure coming from Vegeta's energy. Beerus and Whis watch on too. They wonder what Cell has up his sleeve, and who that other Saiyan is. Gohan powers up into Super Saiyan 2, and Vegeta just laughs at this. Really? He's only using that? But he continues powering up, then showcasing Super Saiyan 4. And Vegeta's actually a little bit confused. He's never seen that before. Gohan begins teleporting using instant transmission, hopping around Vegeta, trying to act as a moving target. Cell then lunges in. So it's a 2v1. That's a little bit unfair, he tells Cell. But Cell reminds Vegeta, it's to the death. Anything goes. Well, he tells Cell not to cry if his friend dies. And a battle begins. Gohan uses hit and run tactics. Of course, everything he does against Vegeta doesn't work, and Vegeta at one point does land an attack on Gohan. And for sure, it should kill him, but it doesn't. Gohan just tanks it. He actually seems okay. This brief moment of confusion leaves Vegeta open for another attack from Cell. And Vegeta feels strange. He feels the pain from Cell's attacks, but he's not regenerating. Okay, maybe he just needs to take a little bit more damage. He knows his immortality by now, and this probably just isn't enough. He's probably so strong that he needs to take even more damage, especially with Ultra Ego getting stronger as he takes more damage. Maybe there's something to do with that. Cell keeps attacking him, and Vegeta keeps not regenerating. Wait a second, could it be possible that... No, there's no way. But as the fight continues going on, Vegeta realizes what's happening. His immortality. They removed it? Well, not entirely. You see, Shenron wanted to destroy that power, but he offered an alternative. Transfer the power. Make someone else immortal. Give someone else this burden. That was the cost of the wish. Is that how Shenron works? No, I know it isn't. I don't care. It's a what if. We can have fun. But who'd he transfer the immortality to? He thinks Vegeta knows the answer, and Vegeta looks over at Gohan, having regenerated from Vegeta's attack. He charges up a Kamehameha, and then, on the other side, Cell does the same. The two of them launch a Kamehameha towards Vegeta, with the beams clashing right in the middle, creating a massive explosion, which even knocks the two fighters back, injuring them, but they just regenerate from it. And Vegeta stands there, guarding against it. He's injured. He actually feels the pain. And then he loses the power from his form. He can't maintain Ultra Ego for too long. He drops out of it into base, and this is the opportunity. Cell jumps in, stabbing Vegeta with his tail, absorbing the remainder of his energy, and finishing it off with an attack to kill him. The universe is safe. Cell is protected from being evil, and Vegeta's finally dealt with. And Beerus is intrigued. He knew Vegeta was too volatile. Maybe the same is true for Cell. But either way, he's not actually mad like they expected. No, he actually sees an opportunity here. Even with Vegeta gone, he thinks he has two new students in mind. Or if Gohan doesn't want to do it, at least one of them in mind. Cell. A new chapter for the universe is beginning, and this is where we'll end off. So, what did you guys think about this part and the series as a whole? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe as well. And hit that bell icon to be notified about any future uploads on my channel. Anyways, I'd like to thank you all for watching, thanks for supporting the scenario, and I'll see you all in my next video.